night. This is Dr. Norbert coming to you live from London, turning on his camera. Boom. And my special guest tonight is Gil Sarepi. Hello, Gil.
Hello, Norbert.
Good to see you, my friend. Thank you for joining us on the show today.
My pleasure.
Excellent. So glad to have you here. We had to miss last week, the first week of the elimination rounds, on account of me being on vacation. But we're back here for week 2 of the elimination rounds. Week 2 out of 6, and we have a special match. We're in the cocktail lounge tonight. I should lower my light. I shouldn't be less lit up for the cocktail. Let me see if I can. Yeah, let's get a little more moody. Yeah, there we go. So we're in the cocktail lounge tonight because we have a special match coming to us direct from the wild north of North America. America's hat, ladies and gentlemen. Canada is going to give us their 2 finest players. Vodkablitz is going to be playing Criminal Syndicate, I believe, and Lukas, the master streamer of TTS games, is going to be playing Hellfire Club. Welcome, everybody. Let us get right into the roster so we can let the chaps get going as soon as possible. Right, so Vodkablitz will be in red tonight, and what did he end up bringing? He brought Black Cat, Bullseye, Electra, nice, Gwenpool, woo, my favorite, Gwenpool, Hella, Ulik, Rhino, MODOK 2, the Scientist Supreme, Claw. Vodka is infamous for playing Claw, so I hope to see him playing him tonight. And Kingpin. So he's got 3 possible leaders tonight. And then he's got Demons Downtown, Gamma Wave, Intrusions, a lot of fighty secures, actually. Then he's got Fear Grips, Research Station, and Montesi. So lots of fighty stuff. Hold your thoughts, Gil, so I can just go to the other side. But keep in mind what Vodka brought, because that's spicy. I like that. Right, Lukas, what did he bring? Emma Frost, of course, and let me guess, all the good stuff. Oh, Captain Marvel 1. Okay. Maybe the CGR counter. We'll see. Black Cat, Beta Ray Bill, Baron Zemo, Logan. Hey, Gil, Logan.
I love him.
Yeah, I know you do. Okoye, Rhino, Thanos with Space and Mind Gem, and Toad. And then he's brought Struggle for the Cube, Scrolls, Fear Grips, and then Scoundrels, Riot Sparks, and Mutant Madmen. Interesting. Hellfire Club, I play very heavily extract oriented, and people typically play Crim's secure oriented, but I get the feeling that Vodkablitz has got something else in mind. What do you think?
I think it's because he's got the 3 leaderships. He wants to be able to utilize whatever comes on. I mean, he could have gone for 4, but he's limiting himself to 3, which is all 3 different playstyles. So depending on what they end up against, I think he's probably taking some of them to also be able to counter Hellfire if he gets extracts and secures that's really bad for his normal.
Yeah.
Ship, then he can go one of the others and then try and play around it. Oh, thanks, Deaton.
Yeah, Jacob Deaton in the house. He won his match in season 2. Congratulations. Moving on in the elimination rounds. And we got Joe Jumanji here. He unfortunately lost in week 1. And Shin40K, good to see you here as well. PHP, nice to see you. Kronsel, hello. Good to see everybody here tonight. I'm so excited about this. All right, so the boys have rolled off. It looks like Lukas won the roll off, and I think Lukas, I saw him pick his secures, and he took Riot Sparks. Well, that makes sense. Riot Sparks. So that's a D map. And Fear Grips. Now, the interesting thing about this, Gil, is I think Lukas also had Fear Grips in his roster. So this is like right up, it's all coming up Lukas tonight.
Yeah, there's nothing better than when you play something, you pick your secures, and then you get your extracts as well.
Yeah.
Play, I love that.
Life is good. Life is good.
Get everything.
I'm getting a message from Vodka while he's doing that. Lukas got prio. He writes, chose secures, and he picked 18. All right, so we'll be playing 18. Oh man, I had a nice holiday, Gil, and I was drinking whiskey every afternoon after skiing all day, and it was it was so nice. But I didn't have anything all week because I was waiting for this big match tonight. So we're going to be drinking some nice Scotch whiskey from the Highlands, Glenfarclas, again. I haven't had in a while, so I'm looking forward to this. I've been waiting for it all week. Yes, here we are. And you're drinking some sort of special Danish delicacy.
Yeah, this is Faxe only made in Denmark. It's basically flavored around fructose.
Oh, okay. What is it?
It's funny that
is it lemon lime or what is it?
No, it's the flavor is the fructose more or less.
Really?
Yeah, the grape sugar. So it's so funny when they make a light version of it. So you take in the main ingredient and flavor out of it and making a light version with no sugar. Huh. But the flavor from the sugar is the flavor of the drink.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to try it next time I'm out there. Huh, I had no idea about that.
Get you some.
Well, all right, let's take a look at the map for tonight. Who do we have to thank for this? Mike DeLuca. Good old Mike. And he put together Swing into Action. Love it. Another city street map. Let's go ahead and take a look and see how the crises look like. Now, for folks at home who are not familiar with these crises, Riot Spark is a D-shaped map. That's the diamond shape with 4 points. And you can remove a damage from yourself if you interact with it or from somebody within 2 of the point. And then Fear Grips is, of course, hammers. You get an extra attack die roll for each hammer you're holding. You can hold more than one, which is crucial. But the thing that everybody forgets is you're also supposed to pay an extra power if you're holding one if you're going to play a tactics card. So we'll see if people remember. Oh, yeah, I remember this one. This is hilarious. This is a great map. So here at the bottom, we have a size 4 ale house, size 3 bugle on the right, and a couple of size 2s here on the right. Sorry, so size 3 on the left, 2 on the right. Getaway van, which is like the A-Team van. Look at that. Remember the A-Team? The old A-Team. Size 3, bunch of size 2 police cars in the middle. And then we got a size 5 building here tonight. That's nice. Size 1 bench over there. Size 3 dumpling restaurant and size 2 bus stop. So quite a few big pieces and one non-throwable piece, effectively.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at what everybody brought. So Vodkablitz, the big reveal. What did he finally end up bringing? He brought Ulik, Black Cat, Bullseye, okay, Rhino, and here he is. What he's been crutching on lately is, as I understand it, MODOK 2. MODOK 2. We'll have to come back to talk a bit about how he works, Gil. So maybe you can call him up on Jarvis Protocol in the meantime. He's also taken Brace for Impact, Cruelty. Love the Cruelty card. Very underrated card in Crims. Mission Objective. Yep. Sacrifice. And this is a robbery. With some... a Carl Con version. Nice. Love it. Love this. And then Lukas with his Hellfire Club brought Emma, of course. But then he took Beta Ray Bill, Black Cat, Zemo, and Rhino. So a bit of a mix between extract runners and fighty people. And he took Sacrifice, Mission Objective, my Hellfire Club, of course. This is a robbery, and Brace for Impact. No eyes on the prize, that not needed for this scenario. So because the reason I say that is that this is a diamond shape. So the secures are in the diamond, and the extracts are also in that same diamond pattern.
Yeah, and usually the models you have that can play ice on a prize and run away is the ones tanky enough to stand on the point anyway.
Yeah.
So there's no point. I mean, Beta Ray run up and go away, and he's the one that can survive with the healing factor of these objectives as well. You don't really want that, so you take something else. I mean, mission objective is a better choice. Then you just put somebody behind you, and then if you go down, you still have it.
So interesting. So we have lots of good stuff on both sides of the table. Hellfire Club, I think people understand how it works. Basically, at the end of your character's activation, any character's activation, you can flip the card, and then if you are holding an extract or contesting a secure, you get a power and remove a damage. If you're not doing one of those things, then you give that power to Emma, and Emma heals the damage instead, and you take one. So so that's how Hellfire Club works. How does what's his name? MODOK 2, Scientist Supreme. What's his leadership?
It's once per turn when an allied character is attacking or defending, if it's holding or contesting an objective token and has one or more wild results in a row, it may change one of its dice to a hit or a shield.
So now that's interesting, Gil, because that means this MODOK player is trying to basically do the same thing with his characters as the Hellfire Club person is, isn't he?
They're going to be standing and holding stuff and then just punching and healing, or well, MODOK has the advantage he can either use it to defend better or attack better, which means he can work in both both when he's attacking and defending. He gets a bonus out of it. Of course, riots for Hellfire is fantastic because you get to heal with the leadership and you get to heal on the scenario as well.
Yeah. All right. So Vodka's put. What? Oh yeah. Okay. Blue's on the right. Emma Frost was almost dead center. What is that? Beta Ray Bill. Yeah, Beta Ray Bill was flanking on the right. Zemo's hard flanking on the right. Black Cat is right close to the center. Rhino on the left. Meanwhile, Vodkablitz has put MODOK 2 here, and has Black Cat flanking left. Bullseye was also in the center. And then he put Ulik on the right and Rhino on the right. First move by Lukas is he's moved Beta Ray Bill up onto the house to take that hammer and hold the point. And Vodkablitz has done something similar with Ulik, which is really interesting because the two of them I feel a little bit comparable. In fact, they come in the same box.
Yeah. Well, if you look at somebody mentioned the tactics cards are almost the same.
Yeah, interesting point. Sorry, guys, I had the camera. I was like, why am I so confused? I had the camera messed up. So Ulik is on the top from Vodkablitz, and Beta Ray Bill here is now on the bottom from Lukas. And Lukas is moving Emma Frost next. Looks like she's going to just hold that point. I wonder if she'll take the hammer, though.
She's going to hit hard if she's holding that hammer. And she's going to target, of course. If you notice the interesting thing, though, Beta Ray is on the inside, so he can actually move, and Ulik is slightly on the outside.
Correct.
Of the extreme further away. So they slight difference in who's been more aggressive and such.
Yeah, and also I think we've heard from Huggy Bear that if you're within the diamond shape, so to speak, you can get to the other point if you're a medium mover on a small base, but otherwise you can't.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, Ulig has his crushing leap, which means he has basically threat range 5, so he can still get to the center if he does the crushing leap. And to answer PHP Chrono's answer, it's a long time since I had a beard. Now it's all white, so I don't want to look like Santa Claus.
You do look like a demented Santa Claus with that beard. I've seen you with it.
I had a full beard with white and around Christmas time, and everybody was waiting for me to bring out the sack with gifts.
All right, so looks like Emma moved up and took the hammer, in fact. Then Scientist Supreme moved up and took the hammer. So the home hammers are taken by the two leaders. They're just kind of funny. This is like a mirror match so far. Baron Zemo's decided to join Beta Ray Bill on the top of the ale house here on the bottom of your screen. And
and he makes himself outside of his attack range, so no double tapping.
What's that?
He measured to stay outside of range of MODOK, so he couldn't get double tapped.
Right, got it. Okay, Bullseye's moved to secure the home secure as well. And now it looks like Black Cat is moving possibly to the left flank. We'll see, or else he's changing it to Rhino. Yeah, he's looking to see if he can actually attack Ulik from there. Doesn't look like it. These guys are fast. They all have their opening moves all sorted out.
Yeah, well, a lot of it is just positioning in the first round, I think, and then deciding on where you want to go in the offensive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is a classic scenario to do a refuse flank, leave 2 points on one side, and then bring all the points to the other side, and then just contest your back point the whole time, so you can just go 1 point ahead. And if not, force a fight somewhere.
Yeah, I agree. That's how people say that you should play this scenario. You should not try to cover all 3 points. You should focus on 2 on a diagonal, so to speak.
Yeah.
Work that out and then start to capture one of the other 2 points.
Yeah, you just need to grab one more extract to one side, and then just make sure you can hold 2 secures, and then you at least go 1 point up a turn. If you go ahead on attrition, you go 2 points or 3 points up that turn, and then just hold on for the rest. So which is why a lot of times X-Men I don't bring Hulk in a D shape, because then I'm 4 against 5, and you have 6 points staying on one side, and they just run everything to the other side, and then you stand with Hulk going, scoring 1 or 2 points, but nobody cares.
Nobody cares. That's right. Yeah, you got to go wider on these D scenarios.
Yeah.
Rhino on Vodka's side has moved up to the top secure. So he's got 2 people securing there. I mean, honestly, these 2 players are playing very similar, just slightly different characters, but the way they're putting them is remarkably similar, which is interesting. Maybe somebody from Canada who's in the chat can tell us if these folks are in the same meta or not. I don't think so. I think Lukas is out in the wilderness somewhere, and Vodka is in the Montreal area. But we'll have somebody confirm that. No, they're not. They're not. But they could have been. It feels like they're from like a brothers from this different mother kind of a situation. Or maybe this is just Canadian play. This is like Canadian rules MCP.
Yeah.
Right? Didn't they have special American football rules for Canada? Like Canadian rules football? Didn't that exist?
Yeah, they don't go into it now, but yeah. Feels slightly wider, and the receivers can start running before the play. So they pick up the feed. The end zone is long and bigger as well. So,
gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Lukas has put Black Cat onto that secure, and then that was his last activation, so he went ahead and triggered my Hellfire Club. And so basically everybody got an extra power except for Emma.
Yeah. So, and actually, Jermaine, you made a good point here that, Kingpin's Roar could have been good because Lukas has very little displacement other than Beta Ray throw.
Yeah, basically. But Vodka's here to entertain the fans, okay? Nobody's here to see Criminal Syndicate Kingpin throwing people off points. They want to see MODOK 2 in action.
Yeah. I mean, technically, Lukas only has Beta Ray's throw and Emma's builder that can, if she hits the trigger, and get him to move.
So Black Cat on Vodka's side moved up and attacked Baron Zemo with her 1 attack, but he saved it all. So there's been no damage, and that's a 4-4 game. Round 1 is over. I better get going on this whiskey because I'm not sure how much time I'm going to have to drink it.
Nope. I'm not going to get more than 1 or 2 drinks in at the pace this going. I mean, what would be expected for a game like this first round? Somebody had to do a massive mistake, and
yeah.
I mean, known these 2 players, they're not going to do a mistake like that.
Yeah,
it's easy to work out. Not leaving a point to give to the others. I think that's also why Lukas didn't go with Rhino for the other side, because he knew he was going to have 2 against 1, and then he would possibly, he could have possibly contested on his own and getting a 4-3, and then it's just better to just go the safe 4-4.
Question is what who's Rhino and Black Cat going to go after? Because remember, one of the nice things about Hellfire Club is that you switches on their special abilities so quickly because they ramp up the power so well. Now, keep in mind, MODOK 2 has a hammer and Ulik has a hammer, so MODOK 2 might be the next target of one of those 2 stealers.
Yeah, there is that.
Now, you use Emma in X-Men on her own.
Yes, I do. trick that is now no longer a secret with my X-Men round 1 with Advanced on the To Me My X-Men and Headmistress.
Oh, yes. Right, her card. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, you can do To Me My X-Men, Advanced on D with one character. They do a safe grab on the side and runs away. And then you do the To Me My X-Men with Emma moving her up, so that anything goes to the center, you can now hit him, gain power, and then Headmistress the rest of the team up. And then you have your entire X-Men medium move up table round 1, and most of them haven't activated yet. And nothing better than having Cable and Logan moving medium up the table before activation.
So this is catching on, huh? You've ignited the X-Men community with this.
Oh, I people have played a lot against people at the Mutant Weekender, and I mean, when I played the final in our group against Curtis, round 1, he left nobody a center. He took the seals he could, and then he moved back to his side, so I couldn't get a good Headmistress turn. He just went, nope, I'm not playing into your tricks. Yeah, which it worked out for him. He won that, and he made the cut, and I just came second in my group, and I had to play the middle.
But you're in the second chance, and you're going to be actually playing Huggy Bear.
Yes, tomorrow before noon. Tomorrow we haven't set the time yet, but he said, yeah, early noon. Oh, somebody's thrown a building.
Yeah, it looks like Beta Ray Bill is throwing that size 4 building into Black Cat. Yeah.
Well, the best way of killing Black Cat is automatic damage.
Yeah.
Just throw in 4 damage into her. So the question is now, do you want to brace or save the brace and risk it? I mean, there's no more.
He's bracing.
It's the only size 4 building there, so I mean, it makes sense.
Well, yeah, exactly.
And it's too early to have Black Cat dazed, to be honest. Yeah, I was going to play mid-table Obscurity in round 1. Yeah, but he had some families thing, and I said to him, family comes first. So we get another game in one day. He was all supposed to be my partner if I went to Adepticon this year, replacing you in Orbit.
Oh, okay.
But I had to, unfortunately, I had to skip it this year.
Yeah, me and you are both taking a break from Adepticon, a fantastic convention. It looks like it's going to be better than ever this year, and that'll be happening on March 20th. It starts on March 20th, goes for 4 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll go back next year.
Oh, I definitely seen what they are doing for prizes and events this year. I'm like,
yeah,
this is the worst we could have picked to not go.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of swag available this year, but that's okay.
Going on here.
If you're going to Adepticon, say hello in the chat. Maybe you can meet some of the other fans of the Dr. Norbert and Huggy Bear show when you're over there. Also, my friends in London are up in Stockport, England for the Spring into Marvel weekend event. I hope they're all having a great time starting tomorrow. 6 rounds of games happening on Saturday and Sunday.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, and we're going
Go ahead.
later.
Yeah, we'll be in August. We'll be up there in August. It's going to be good.
Yep.
Are you bringing an all-Danish team?
I think we're trying to work on a Danish-Swedish team.
Oh, okay, fine.
Just need the Swedes to actually answer me. Because right now it's me and Sebastian from Denmark, one of the WTC players.
Okay, cool. All right, so it looks like Bill didn't do anything else aside from throwing that building, which is remarkable.
Yeah.
They did play, Lukas did play My Hellfire Club, which is what you typically do then in round 2 because everybody's on those points or holding extracts anyway. So now he triggered it and gave everybody even more power. So everybody's superpowers are online now, which is the amazing thing to do. Hey, Gil Anders from Sweden is thinking of coming. Meanwhile, while you're chatting with Anders, it looks like MODOK moved up close to Baron Zemo and attacked him. Ooh, 5 crits. Holy crap. Man, that is wild. And he's got a hammer, so he's hitting a bit harder, and he's also get to use his leadership off of this. Yikes.
He needs a wild.
No, I didn't get the wild. I got 5 crits. Wow. All right. So he's rolled. He must have rolled those crits in already.
Yeah.
This is amazing. So he's rolled 6 hits into 2 saves. So he leaves Baron Zemo on 1. But is he gonna play cruelty? What's he playing here? Is he gonna play cruelty? Because that's what I would use cruelty for if I really wanted to finish somebody off when I didn't manage to do it myself.
Yeah. But that's why I think he used the leadership too early. I would always wait till he had a couple of attacks into you, as long as nobody's damaged yet, because now he don't have healing.
I agree.
I think Lukas was just too eager to get power, but I mean, he did that whenever.
I agree. I make those same decisions, Gil. It's a very good point. Sometimes I just wait until I accumulate a bit of damage before I flip it. Anyhow, he left Zemo on 1. Zemo is now activating. He healed himself off of the point of that secure.
Yeah.
And
he's gonna charge to the back point.
Oh yeah, he's got loads of power, so he can charge now and wipe out Bullseye potentially.
Yeah, because he can do the full reroll. What's it called? The expert swordsman or whatever.
That's right, Master Swordsman. Yeah.
Master Swordsman.
Yeah. People in the chat are mentioning how if only MODOK could have thrown something into Zemo. He does have a throw, but apparently short throw only, and so wouldn't have reached.
No.
Yeah.
But he can charge now and get 2 attacks into him. That's why he's gonna charge and either go to the point or charge and run back.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
well, Bill's activated though, so he's holding that point because Black Cat could go over there and then contest it. We'll see.
Yeah, but then he can send his own Black Cat over. Get it?
It's true.
So he can actually charge, do a normal attack, but why wouldn't you charge and then do your Steel Rush so you can get onto the point?
I don't know. These Canadians, they played weird, man.
Yeah, because now it's like he's looking at charging, Steel Rush, and then move back to his back point and heal there, instead of going full offense. I gotta start taking notes of things I want to ask you.
Yes, please. That'd be great. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. See.
Yeah, Lucas is still working this out. Something I want to mention now, I can't remember what it is. Oh, I wanted to mention that the Canadians are putting together a number of WTC teams. They missed the first year, unfortunately, but they are raring to go in year 2. I'm not sure how many teams. I'm getting the sense at least 2, possibly 3. So if people know in the chat, we can let people know that. Registration for the WTC is now open. You can register your team even if you're just interested at the moment. You can just do that by filling out the form on the MCP WTC Facebook page or website. But you must get your team deposit in of 500 euros by March 31st. So about 2 weeks from now from the data recording.
Yep. Yeah, I have rumors about 3 Canadian teams.
Oh, amazing. That'd be great.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for
I love it.
One from the east, one from the west, one from somewhere in the middle. Edmonton. Those guys always have a laugh when I post it in their group. Because they're like, we're just from Edmonton. Why are you posting here? I love you guys. All right, Lucas, pick a lane, dude. Come on.
Trying to work out whether he want to go offensive or defensive. I mean, I just risk it with him because
he moved.
Yeah, he decided. Yeah, yeah. This is why clocks are good.
All right, so he's charged, and he's using his spender, which gives him a range 3 attack onto Bullseye. Bullseye only has 4 hit points. Let's see if he takes him down. Bullseye saving nothing. Not good for Vodka. And Lucas does not manage to do it. He gets 3 attacks. 3 out of 4.
Has he used the leadership this round?
He did.
Okay.
He did. He did it immediately after Beta Ray Bill activated.
Okay. I have that much power.
And so you're right, Gil. He's going to be more defensive with Zemo and move him on the back point. Interesting. Actually, he might not actually be on the point. No, he's not on the point, but he's helping everybody with his rerolls there. Right. Over to Vodkablitz. And Bullseye's like, look, this is a little too much. Thank you.
I mean, he can still heal Zemo as long as he's in range 2 of the point. Somebody else can heal him.
Oop. Something just happened.
He's using... parting shot, and then Zemo is using his second action to move inside the point and then heal himself. And then Emma can heal him again if she wants to.
I see. Parting shot. That's what it was. So
he did
parting shot is when Bullseye does a point to the attacker and then gets to move. I forget how far. Short, probably.
Yeah, he's a short move.
Got it.
Way short. Do some damage on Zemo. So Zemo, he heals. Yeah, now he popped the leadership. He hadn't used it before. He just hadn't flipped it back from last round.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So he popped it now, and that way Zemo is healed down to 2 damage, and then everybody's got some more pop.
Yeah, so for people at home, that Lukas used the bottom secure to heal himself, then use the leadership to heal himself, and then use the left hand secure a third time to heal himself. So that is what we were talking about before. In my Hellfire Club, you can trigger it a bit later in the round, and that way also not only get power, but also remove some damage.
Yeah, I tried playing against a very tanky Hellfire, piloted by Pat. So by the end of the game, I've given Ulik 12 damage, and he was still on his healthy side because we played right. I mean,
yeah.
The healing is insane in that one.
So it looks like Vodka just went ahead and healed off of his secure with Bullseye, and just activated him, let him sit there. And so it's back over to Lukas.
Yeah, this is a lot of this game is going to be a lot of Mexican standoff. Who basically get ahead on point or attrition.
We need a Mexican team at the WTC, man. Wouldn't that be brilliant?
That'd be awesome.
Mexicans are tons of fun. They know how to party. And they got the tequila.
Yeah. I might have to drink that night and get a room.
Yeah. So if you're Mexican looking for a team, please message us. We are desperate to have you along. I had once a Mexican guy come all the way to the WTC for War Machine to help me be one of the referees on the judging team. Do you remember? It was a long time ago. I can't remember his name now because he was a War Machine player in Mexico, and he was just like, I just want to come and be part of this. I said, sure, let's do it. So what?
One of the early ones, right?
Yeah, it was I can't remember which. I think it might have been in Belgium. One of the Belgian ones, not the first one, but one of the other ones.
Okay.
All right. Back to Lukas, thinking about what he wants to do.
Yeah. See, the thing is with 2 rhinos is whoever does robbery first gets robbed by the other one.
They both have mission objective too, which is hilarious.
Yeah. They don't have models in range. Well, Modok does. Both of Vodkablitz has a friend nearby. Which means robbery won't work on him unless you can throw the model away first or kill him, basically. Mm-hmm. So the question is, can Rhino stampede over, kill Modok, and then he uses mission objective and then rob Black Cat?
All right. So this is a superpower where he touches terrain and it gets destroyed. So that's why the police car came off. So he's just stampeded over with his superpower, and now he's going to do his first action into poor Bullseye, getting a lot of love.
Yeah, it's 7 dice now because he stampeded.
Oh yeah, that's a Bullseye got run over by a stampeding rhino. Oh, but look at this. He's putting him near Modok too. Ooh. Let's see. I sense a steal coming.
Yeah, but it's not going to work because of mission objective.
Oh, good point. Yeah, right. Could just throw it to Black Cat. So maybe not. Yeah, let's see. No, he does it. He does it. Look at this.
Yeah, he gets a throw, so he throws Modok into Black Cat and hopes she goes down.
Ah, yes.
So drop first, then.
Yep.
And then if she goes down from the throw, she can't pick it up.
Right. Or he's just going to throw him away to make him irrelevant.
But he's not using mission objective.
What's that?
It doesn't look like he's using mission objective, but he can do it on a robbery because robbery says you drop it and then you could have used it.
Oh.
Oh, hammer tags. He can't play.
Hammer tags. Thank you, Joe. Hammer tags. You got to get closer to the mic.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, yes, he can pay for it. And that's probably why he doesn't throw into Black Cat to give her power to do automatic steal. Because then, if she gets power and survives, she walks over, she steals it.
Yep.
And don't even have to attack first for it.
Yeah. Now, the annoying thing is that he doesn't have power to actually pick up that hammer. He does have. Oh wait, did he prepay for it? I thought he only had 3 power, so I didn't think he had enough. Okay, maybe he did. Anyway, you don't automatically pick it up, actually. After paying for the card, you have to actually pay 1 power to pick up the item if you want it. So apparently he's done that. He's taken the hammer, and then he used his second action to move on to the home point there. Remember, Bullseye is dazed, so Rhino is now controlling that point.
Yeah. No, Riddlesworth, you're wrong. If you do mission objective, you haven't dropped token. You do drop the token because it says when you will drop the token, you can do that. So it's still counting. You still, and the throw is yeah, you can drop the guy. You can throw him because you can only use robbery if they're holding something, and that's the trigger.
Riddlesworth, the difference is like, for instance, Black Cat says you don't drop it. You just hand it over to her. So you can't you can't use mission objective against Black Cat steal, but you can against Miles, for instance, or Rhino. And yes, sorry guys, this is robbery's only 2 power, not 3. I saw 3 being used. I keep forgetting it's only worth 2 power, which is amazing. So he spent 3, which is 2 for the card, 1 for the hammer. Now Ulix decided to jump over to that home point and attack Rhino. Nice hit. 4 hits, it looks like. 4 hits into just 1 save plus damage reduction. Nicely done.
Joe, you sure? Has that been ruled, or is it because there's a period after the chosen character drops any objection token it is holding? Rhino then throws the chosen character M.
Yeah, Joe is suggesting that if you don't actually, if you mission objective the token that Rhino causes you to drop, then he doesn't get to throw you. Interesting. But he says it's the keyword is then, apparently.
Period. That's the thing, because then you fulfill the choose main character as holding objective token. Boom. So that's the trigger to be able to use the card. The chosen character then drops in the objective token is holding. Period. Rhino then throws the chosen character. So it means it's 2 different things.
So what just happened here is Ulik has a wild trigger to push a character short, any direction. So he pushed Rhino kind of to the left of the screen. But Rhino, when he takes damage, has aggressive, which means he gets to move short. And so Lucas moved him right back onto the same place he was. So nothing happened there apart from Rhino taking a bit of damage. He's on 3 out of 7 hit points. And that was the end of Ulik's activation. So now Lucas is activating Black Cat.
Okay. So yeah. I think that's the way it works with the period and the then.
Okay, I'm not sure I knew that either about this is robbery. So if you mission objective away, then you don't get thrown either.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
See,
because of the way they put the period.
Rhino is worthless now. Trash. Throw him in the bin. Useless. Right. That's Black Cat moving. Looks like she's going to move straight across. Ulik has a hammer. Ulik has a hammer, but she is not within one of him, so she's going to go ahead and, I think, do her troublemaker on her. Let's see.
Just stagger him, and then...
Yeah. Ooh, God. Good save from Ulik. He is not taking any damage. No. N-O.
Staggered.
But he'll get staggered, and she got the elusive trigger, so she gets to move short as well. Boy, these guys are getting all their fun stuff off this game.
Yep. Thing is, if she had enough power, she just needed one more power, then she would have been able to move, grappling hook, and then steal the hammer. And since she couldn't, I guess he went for the stagger instead, because staggering Ulik always a good thing.
Yep. So she moved forward. I'm not sure she quite made to the point. Oh, she did make it to the point. So she's on the point with Rhino. So Lukas is going to own that right-hand secure. Meanwhile, Vodkablitz has moved Black Cat onto the bottom secure, and I guess is attacking Beta Ray Bill.
Yeah. Did she pay for...
I'm not sure.
I guess she has. She only has one power now, so...
She did a good hit, though, but he saved extremely well as well. So no damage will go through unless... and so we'll see if he gets the stagger, because I did see if she took the power off.
She can change... Yeah, she can change for an extra hit. She blocks 4.
Oh, that's right, the leadership. That's what she spent the power on, is the leadership.
Yeah, she can use that too.
So that forces Beta Ray Bill to spend a power to reduce the damage, so he takes none. But he spent a power to do that, and that was the end of Black Cat. So Vodkablitz a little bit on the back heel, I would say, so far.
Yeah, and apparently she didn't do Troublemaker, so...
No. Interesting.
Yeah. Didn't have the power, I guess.
It only costs 2.
Yeah, but so she must have only had 1 power. I don't know. She must have used her power on something.
No, because she used I think she used the 1 power for the leadership. Anyhow, it didn't happen one way or the other.
It doesn't cost anything for the leadership.
Oh, it doesn't?
You just need...
Okay.
Oh, you just need to hit it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened then.
Need to hold a contest. Oh, yeah, she spent
Brace.
power on... That's why she only has 1.
Yep.
True.
Yep.
Yep. Race to start around, so...
All right, this is Emma. Last activation for Lukas. He's currently in control of his home secure, the secure on the right-hand side of the screen.
Why is Emma not going for Rhino? I mean, Mystic attacks into Rhino is the worst
yes.
thing.
Right, he only has 2 Mystic.
Indeed. I mean, yes, she can aggressive, but then she walks him away if she gets a trigger as well.
Well, we'll have to see. He's still thinking it through.
Yeah, that's true. You don't really want to power up his robbery. And if she can't do 2 attacks into him, it's not worth it, or the spend.
Yeah. Good to have you here, Curtis. It's nice to see you. I see you're all around on the interwebs. Nice to have you first time through here, or at least first time chatting.
So she's holding a hammer, so she's running away from Rhino. So all he can do is run down and contest, but then he loses a point and he contests.
Wouldn't be a bad thing, though, right? Because then he could own the bottom secure.
Yeah, but he's against Simo holding, and then Simo isn't holding anything. So, I mean, he's just slowing the scoring down. He drops 1 point himself, but then he contests 1.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, yeah, look at that. Nicely done. Lucas getting those points.
Get that point and staying outside of one of Black Cat, so she can't steal the hammer from them.
Nice. Wow. All right. So now Lucas is owning 3 secures and 3 hammers. And Vodka's doing his last activation with Rhino. Crucial activation here now.
Yeah, but if he could get to Rhino, he would attack him, place, and then rob him. And he can. So he's just checking to see if he can place himself and be on the point.
Right. Which is very crowded. It's like a big party going on.
Yeah. So we're now going to have Rhino on Rhino robbery.
Hot Rhino on Rhino action. Yeah.
So Rhino or Rhino.
This is why people subscribe to my channel. We're going to get a Rhino OnlyFans account going next. You watch. Vodka did a nice job with that hit. I think he added another point of damage to Rhino. Lucas's Rhino, not sure. But the important thing is he gets to place within 1, so now he's on the point as well. So that means nobody will own that secure.
Nah. Yeah, but if the question is now, can Rhino aggressive outside? Well, there's terrain in the way, so it's not sure he can aggressive outer range 1 of Rhino. Because he has to go through him out the other side and then hope terrain isn't blocking him.
Right.
But that's definitely a possibility. If he can. Let's see if Lucas
is going to throw the van, the A-team van into him. This is size 3 van going into Rhino unless he braces. Let's see.
Yeah, it's Vodka thrown into Rhino who decided not to run away, because even if
running away would have helped.
Well, if he runs out of robbery range, it would. I mean, he's going to lose the point anyway, because if he gets robbed, he loses the point as well.
All right, so Rhino did end up bracing that throw.
Yeah.
And Vodkablitz elected not to rob him. So that's the end of round 2. Lukas Schick, massive win on points here. He went up from 4 points to 9. Vodkablitz only scores 1. Wow.
Yeah, but it's true. He couldn't rob him because he could mission objective with the Black Cat.
Yep. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense.
He's trying to do nasty things to him, and it didn't work.
All right. Round 3, Lukas in a commanding lead, but Vodkablitz hopefully does a clapback now. Hey, so I wanted a metal tray, Gil, to take to tournaments and stuff, so I can put my magnetic models onto it to carry them around, right? So I'm looking around for trays of a certain size, like a small size. And I came across this like whole genre of trays called rolling trays. Okay, yeah. So I'm like, rolling tray? What is that, like to stop stuff from rolling around or whatever? And so I had no idea what this stuff was. And I'm looking at all these pictures. So I look like Marvel. I wanted like one with Marvel pictures. So I look up for Marvel rolling trays on Amazon. If you kids, if you're underage, don't do this. But if you're not, go ahead and have some fun looking up rolling trays. So it turns out they are made for rolling up cigarettes, let's say, I should say, maybe of dubious types of smoking material. And so all the pictures are of these Marvel characters lighting up with like bongs and stuff like that. So it was pretty wild universe that I fell into for a few minutes there. The adult tag is not on, Joe. That's why I'm being very careful. Be very careful. If you want to see Marvel characters doing recreational stuff, look up Marvel rolling trays on your friendly internet website.
Okay. So Lukas is starting still, isn't he? He still has priority.
Yeah, still have priority. So it looks like he's activating his Rhino, and he
Yeah, take it out.
took out Bullseye with his first attack.
Oh yeah, because Reiner gets placed before damage. That's why he gets placed on that one.
Oh, I see. Okay, cool.
Yeah, because otherwise he couldn't place on a KO'd model, but he actually gets placed before damage.
All right. So it was
whereas Loki placed. Yeah, it's not good for Vodka.
No. Hellfire Club is the bomb. I gotta say, as much as I am excited to see Modok 2 on the table, I've been, Gil, I've been playing some Hellfire Club, and it's so much fun. Oh my god, is it fun? And it's just really strong. I have doubts it's going to survive the next round of errata in its current form. It's so good. I really do. I mean, and that's okay.
Yeah. Well, I think it's they work really well, and you can put all the steals in, and then you can still have plenty of punching power. I've got Miles, Rhino, and Black Cat in my Hellfire Club list, and I still got plenty of punching left. I mean, mainly because of Ultron and Logan.
Right, so Rhino went and hid on the home secure on the left with his hammer. Ulik has decided to do his running jump, which is such a cool mechanic. I just love how fluffy that is and effective it is as well.
And the range on it is immense.
It's immense.
Basically, yeah, anything within range 5 he can hit.
Yep. So it looks like he's going after Beta Ray Bill. Let's see.
Looks so.
And he has a hammer, so he's going to hit pretty damn hard.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, because Beta Ray is taking a little bit of damage, and he has a hammer. But he's got a mission objective. He could have gone for Emma as well. She's easier to kill. Then she would have to transform. Wouldn't be so dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. He might still go for. Yeah, cruelty is played and it hasn't really done anything.
Yeah, well, it's a gamble. Yeah, but dice be dice. But that would have been a clutch move of using that card and finishing off Baron Zemo.
Yeah. That's the thing. When you do well and you just need a 1 damage, yeah, he's going into Emma.
Yep, he's going into Emma with Ulik.
Work off. Club game on Wednesday. My opponent twice hit a guy with 6 health for 4 damage on the first one, and then threw a building into him, saved everything. Second attack, saved everything. Left him on 2 twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Emma saved well. Amazing. That is not what you want to see. Emma only has 2 physical dice to save, and she managed to save both. Vodkablitz had a nice hit, but then rolled all his crits into nothingness. So that's
He gambled and didn't transform. Oh, that's gutsy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good point. She could have transformed, but she didn't. So let's see what Vodka does with the second action. I wonder if he's in range to throw this size 2 dumpster at her. Oh, is that it? Ulik is done? What?
I should have.
I would have thought I thought he did his crushing leap, which includes an attack, and then he would have had another action. Oh, he's staggered. Thanks, guys. Yeah, he's staggered. He was staggered.
Transform. It's a chance of 7 dice against 2 to take out in 1 hit.
Yeah. So, guys, you see what Emma did here? She just walked away. She walked away, and it's very similar gameplay. Hellfire Club playing the extract game anyway. If you're playing a secure game, it's a little different. But if you're playing the extra game like this, it's very similar to Web Warriors, in that you just dance around from one place to the next. I mean, when I started playing them, it was just amazing to kind of feel that rhythm of watching what the opponent is doing, and then just kind of circulating your people around the board. to avoid them. It's just horrific. And the nice thing, different from Web Warriors, is Web Warriors does that just like Hellfire Club can. But then Hellfire Club can pop their leadership and get some benefits off of that, which Web Warriors don't. So it's nasty. Right. So it looks like Vodkablitz's Black Cat is finally going to go steal. She's going to steal the hammer off of Bill. I think she grappling hooked to get it there. I'm not sure. The question is whether she has an action to go or not.
Yeah. Yeah. Because as Emma ran back, she ran back, used the leadership to heal everybody, and then she healed Zemo one more from the right, I think. Mm-hmm. So Zemo's now only taking 1 damage.
Yeah, Vodkablitz has left his Black Cat on the point, though. So she must have had to use 2 actions to do it. Yeesh.
I think he walked over and then stole it instead of jumping. Conserve power. Also, with no hammer, Ulig is, I mean, unless he rolls really well and Vodka rolls really bad, there's a good chance he just stands there and takes it. I mean, she's so obnoxiously tanky compared to a 3/3 defense model.
Who's tanky?
Black Cat.
Oh yeah, she's great. It's such a great reworking of her character. She's still strong, but not stupidly strong, and just has a much interesting job now, which is really fun. Which of course means everybody wants her in their roster. So if you're playing a team tournament, it gets a little tense.
Oh. Yeah. I mean,
what's that?
I've done once with Black Hat. I couldn't take the center, so I ran down and stole his F, secure on his side, even though he had Star-Lord and Rocket down there and Maw. Right. So he had to attack with Maw, move him in range of Star-Lord, who can shoot it twice, and then 1 shot from Rocket, and she still stood.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if we're going to see these 2 guys at the WTC. That would be amazing. I'd love that.
I would. Yeah. Well, if they come with the level of play they're pulling out now, there's going to be some worried people.
Yes, absolutely. Canada, ascendant.
Yeah. To be honest, the Canadians on TTS has been really good, and if they're playing as well as they played in War Machine, that's definitely something to worry about.
Yeah, agreed. You know, they come out of the wild north. Nobody knows what they do. Yeah. They ply you with their maple whiskey, and suddenly you're standing there with a loss on your hands. No idea how it happened.
No, and I'm expecting a lot of people is going to be looking at the interview of the Swedish team for how to prepare your team and doing your roster building, because that worked.
Yeah, that was a great interview by Anders Collar on the Discords.
Yeah, so them being very gracious, giving some of their secrets away on how to build the team. I think some more people knew that was the way to go. They just didn't execute it as well as the Swedes. So kudos for the I mean, the Swedes players are very good, but individually, I mean, they said themselves, there's better players. It was just they understood the whole
team dynamic.
Yeah, they understood the whole thing of the World Team Championship and not the World Individual 5 players.
So Beta Ray Bill has thrown Vodka's Black Cat away, but still in range to attack her, which is annoying. I didn't see the attack roll. Or maybe they're just rolling it now. Yeah, not a great hit. 3 hits into 1 save. So she's going to take 2 damage and get stunned. And that's it for Beta Ray Bill.
Well, with the amount of 5 dice into 3 into her, getting 2.
It's fine.
That's, that's There's more than you hope for a lot of times.
Yeah. I think he must have been staggered because he only did one attack as well.
Oh yeah, he.
Maybe they just put the token down. Vodkablitz up.
Yeah, and Joe, we're not gonna give Domino crushing leap. That would be horrible.
Wow, Modok 2 get into the mix. Love it. He's moved on to the secure. I hear some dice being rolled, so maybe he's attacking Beta Ray Bill. 4 hits, no bloody wilds. Man, he can't get his trigger for his leadership. Gosh. 2 saves on Bill. He's going to reduce by 1, so he'll take 1, I believe, if I did this right.
That would make sense. Take 1, get 1.
Yeah. So big news. The WTC committee conferred. This will be going out on the Facebook page soon, I suppose. But we are going to stick to the same pairing rules that we've used last year. There was we entertained other types of rules that some other formats use, and felt that so long as we can get the table terrain composition to be quite different from table to table within a team, that the current pairing rules are the best way to go. Yeah.
And that will happen this year because no matter who helps us set up the terrain, we are going to double check all terrain, all tables.
Yeah, you're looking at also putting some maps out and things, right? So people always put the terrain sort of in the back, same place.
To be honest, the plan was actually to print and paint up the tables. So instead of just have a bunch of terrain that we put out, we actually have the terrain for each table preset. So we already planned ahead beforehand. This goes on that. This goes on that. So they will all be different. And I'm gonna be talking with AMG about getting some of the fancy new mat and stuff, and so we can maybe get some of the really fancy new MG tables. We're definitely gonna do.
You'll try to get some of those Battle for the Throne rival panel packs to give away. So that's. I don't know how many people are buying those. Be good to have some to give away.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're gonna hope for them to give us some for prizes and some to make tables. And I've got a lot of Hydra stuff, so we're gonna do some Hydra forest bases with tanks and generators and trees and stuff. So bring your nature geek on as well, because you're gonna be fighting in the forest and in the mountains.
Love it.
Yeah.
So Vodka's Rhino moved towards the bottom of the screen. That was the end of Vodkablitz's team's activation, and now Baron Zemo went ahead and I think attacked Vodka's Black Cat and wiped her out. She's dazed, and so he now gets to move as part of that attack, the spender that he spent, and he's going to go ahead and pick up that hammer. Oh, nasty.
Yeah, so he's got 4 out of 4 hammers. He's got 2 points now. I don't know why Rhino moved away from the point. Oh, he was trying to take Lucas's Black Cat out.
Oof. This is Hellfire Club, ladies and gentlemen. You, if you haven't experienced it yet, or if you were trying to figure out how to play them, this is how you play them.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind another Hydro Tank if you're not using it.
Yeah, that's Peter. Peter's on one of our teams, and he's coming over to the WTC for England, and apparently he's going to bring a Hydro Tank.
Yeah.
Yay.
Brings me up to 8 Hydro Tanks. We can do a lot of Hydro tables. That's awesome.
Yeah, I like that terrain. Is pretty nice.
Yeah, the Hank who's running Adepticon gave me 6 tanks last year. So we're painting them up.
Oh, that's super nice.
Yeah. And I got 2 Hydra sets of generators and turrets that I'm painting up from my own.
And you got all those 3D printers going brrr in the background, right?
Yeah, we had the first painting day. So we're going at it, hoping to. I mean, it's a dream and a nightmare at the same time if we go to 64 teams, because it means we're going to be sold out of 64 teams. It also means we need to do a ton of tables, which is of course why when people were asking if we were going to do at Shatterpoint, it was like, not this year.
Shatterpoint? Oh my lord! I couldn't imagine.
A secret of it. Looking at maybe doing a separate Shatterpoint event spring instead, so we don't have to steal players who wants to play both.
Yeah.
So you don't have to pick and choose. You can choose both.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's still in the planning stage. So don't quote me for a springtime 25 Shatterpoint tournament yet.
Oh my god, you're already thinking about that.
No, I won't have time yet. So
I'm just taking a look at the signups for WTC. It looks like we have 25 teams. That's one more than last year? No, we had 32 last year. So people need to sign up. But I'm super stoked. I'm just seeing the last entry so far is from Iceland. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember some Icelandics. I was talking to them. I think I played a TTS game against one of the players, and he was mentioning they were doing it.
What's England? England. Yes, Connor has signed you up, Peter. You're fine.
Oh, 3 Belgian teams coming. Awesome. I
3
love
Belgian teams. Love it. Love to hear it. If you're listening to this, just come to the WTC. You don't have to be super competitive. You are just coming for some fun. Register before the end of March. Wow, so Vodkablitz has finally managed to take down Beta Ray Bill. He's made something happen with MODOK 2.
Yeah, he threw some and punched him in the face with his guns. And I think now, yeah, Black Cat's holding it.
Yeah, Lukas is just going to clean up. He's just cleaning up. He needs 1 point to win. Vodkablitz is so far behind, he's not going to get a turn 6 opportunity or anything like that. So, yeah, they're just cleaning things up.
Yeah, it's academic now. It's just points. So
it's academic. I love that. That's funny.
I'm guessing he would transform now.
We'll see. He does have a hammer, so.
Is he still not transforming? That's brave.
No, Lukas got the balls of steel. He doesn't care.
Yeah. So I just I had Brave not to transform Emma in round 3, and I have it in round 4. But
Ulik though was taking full advantage of that.
Yep, this time
he blew her up.
Yeah, but he's gonna then mission objective the hammer over to Rhino. So he doesn't get the hammer to punch Rhino, and now he has to try and he doesn't transform, so you get mission objective if he goes down anyway.
Right.
He was feeling it. I mean, yeah, he only gets 2 more dice, but yeah, that's true. But he can't transform if he's in diamond form.
At this stage of the game, you don't care about herb dazing. You care about holding on to the points and just
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's holding on to that way, because if you transform, he can't use tactics cards.
Right.
This way, he gets mission objective, and then only gets 1 chance to basically one-shot Rhino. And if he doesn't, Rhino can just run away to the top point with 2 hammers and nobody threatening him. Mm-hmm. Because Vodka's Rhino only has 2 power, so he can't even stampede and get a 7 dice attack into him. I don't think he can get to him, because no, he can't.
Holy crap. Lukas's Rhino got beaten up quite a bit. I guess that was Ulik really popping off. Vodkablitz needed this popping off to happen way sooner in this game.
Yep. If he'd done that in round 1, he would have taken Emma out, and he wouldn't have been in such a bad situation now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because Lukas has activated all his models, so
yeah.
I mean, he's gonna get some points back. He's gonna go with his Rhino, take out his Rhino, score the point, and get both hammers. and then his black cat can. Unless he can get a point somewhere, it's not going to make a difference. Shadow Mountains, of course.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he hit so hard. He got the big attack with plus 4
Shatterbones. That's it. Vodka's Rhino went ahead and attacked Lucas's Rhino. Now gets to move over.
Yeah. Place him there. There's no point aggressive because he's not going to get outside the range. I mean, it will make him jump off the point when he scores, but he can also just rob him if you don't want to punch him again. He's going to throw him into the building to kill him and then rob him in the meantime.
Yeah. Try to grab some points.
Yeah.
I mean, it all came down to Lucas just running Black Cat in the corner there with her hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because there's not 11 points left on the table.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I believe that is game. All right, Gil. As our new SOP is that you and I have a little chat about the game before we go and talk to the players. If people in the chat have questions for the players, please do write them up and we'll ask them. So, Gil, where do you think things went sour for Vodka? Was he just out? Was the team matchup just too lopsided for him?
Well, it kind of looks that way. I'm not sure if MODOK is the right one because you need a trigger and you need to be on the points, which is not difficult in this game.
Right.
But I don't know if you can utilize
traditionally Kingpin. Super powered scoundrels is like the best secure for Kingpin criminals. But I understand that the D map is actually quite nice for criminals as well, provided you bring enough displacement with you.
Yeah, but if you play 5 against 5, I mean, a lot of times you're going to be the same amount on each one, and even if your opponent puts 2 on 1, you run up a 1 and contest. That way, you also hold the points down, and you don't just get outscored, in a snap. So he could have done that, and he does have displacement with Kingpin and terrain throw. He's just as fast as MODOK. He could have brought the same models as well. I think he tried to start a fight at some point where he just didn't do what he was supposed to, and he generated enough power to do everything he wanted at the right time.
Yep.
Maybe he should have gambled, not braced with the Black Cat. So if she survived, she could have made the steal and run away.
Yep. Yeah, I just think that the few things that Vodka tried didn't really pan out for him. And
no,
he didn't get his attrition game going, which is what MODOK 2's leadership seems to want to do.
Yeah, and it's correct. It's. I think the swing turn was where all the margins went Lucas's way, and Vodka should have gambled. I think kind of opposite of what he did. He should have gambled with Black Cat. He would have had the power because if she survived, he could be grappling hook, steal, run away, which meant that would be secure and he'd be fine. And then he just didn't have the power and he didn't have the brace when he needed it.
Yeah,
and then of course leaving Simon 1, that was just bad luck. And then Lucas did everything right, just heal and run away and heal and.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Let us hang up on you and then just jump into their channel and I'll meet you over there. Okay, Gil?
Yep.
You got it. I don't think I mentioned that Gil is the head TO the organizer really for the WTC. He was for last year and he is doing it again this year. So that's why he knows so much about the WTC. That wasn't clear. All right. Let's see where are the boys. There they are. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
How are we doing, everybody?
Pretty good. Yeah, I'm doing okay. Have at least a spicy final round to
Well-
make it a little more interesting.
Absolutely. I mean, it's always interesting to see two Canadians competing against one another. Especially-
Yeah, I mean, we're Norbert. We're the best there is. All right, so world, come at us. With this is don't worry, we're gonna have a sixth Canadian in the back-to-back TTS final, 6 Canadians in a row. So this is just an appetizer. Don't at me.
Don't jinx yourself out of the win.
Dude, jinxing myself is what I do, dude.
No, we didn't tell people that if you bring in this kind of game to the WTC, people should watch out. So
Yeah.
Definitely bringing this level to WTC.
So look, Vodkablitz, Simon, I saw you signed up for the WTC, so I know you're coming along. Lucas, how about yourself?
Well, maybe this is contentious or whatever, but I've switched sides. I'm playing for the bad guys, aka a United States team.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Oh my! What Vodkablitz? What?
Huge reversal.
Yeah.
This is.
I see it that way. The US feel they need Canadian support in order to. I will take it.
he's on
the best players.
quality on him.
Yeah, the thing is, by me switching to the US, it increases the MCP game for both countries.
I see. Okay. Wow. Which team are you joining? Can you say?
Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm Mike DeLuca's the
Wow.
is
The
I'm
power
on his
team.
yeah.
Yes.
They're all from the California. It's a California-based team,
Mhm.
and yeah, so I've joined as their fifth, as their what is it called? What are we calling this? In
Mercenaries.
WTC?
You're the mercenaries.
Mercenary. Yeah, I'm a merc, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So and if I recall, I know you're in the middle of nowhere, but like, what's the nearest? the nearest...
Yeah. So I'm actually 5-minute drive from Michigan. Like if I get in my car in 5 minutes, I can be across the border.
Okay, but
So
that's not saying much, right? Because Michigan is the one state that has like a bit of it in like Canada, basically, right?
We're like, yeah, like I go over to the States for shopping very often. So
Okay.
I'm as close to American as you can, like, as a Canadian can be, basically.
Okay. All right, cool. So there's apparently no Ontario team. That's sad. I'm sad to hear that.
Yeah, I think I mean, blame Curtis, okay? Curtis is the one who had a business retreat the same weekend as WTC,
Oh man.
and then yeah, there's a couple other guys that couldn't make it. So, but I think they're filling in spots on other spaces, right? Vodkablitz,
Yeah.
is that how it's going?
Yeah, they're gonna send a couple players probably to the Victoria team or BC teams, and probably filling one of our spots.
So what do we got, Vodkablitz? We have one Montreal team and one West Coast team. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, maybe even 2 West Coast teams.
Ooh, wow, the West Coast. Usually it's the East Coast that's full of players. What's going on?
I know the Ontario team really just like disbanded and
Shit the bed. They shit the
couldn't
bed.
commit.
Yeah.
Let's
The West Coasters don't play much online, so
Ooh.
I'm calling them, they're like a sleeper cell. You have no idea. Their meta is like is just like hidden from the rest of the world. So I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. It's gonna be a lot of question marks coming. You won't be able to get any insight into how they play. Right?
Yeah.
They're coming out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So
it's
cool.
going to be the Sentinels and Winter Guard dominance coming out out of Canada. All right, gentlemen, wonderful for you guys to stream tonight. Thank you for having us on today. Vodkablitz, let's start with you, my friend. We are thrilled with the kind of offbeat type of teams that you've been putting together. We saw you had Kingpin in there, which would have been like an obvious choice, let's say, for a D map. But you also had Claw, which you're a big champion of, and more recently MODOK 2. Tell us what went into your choice of team here, considering that wealth of choices that you had at your hand.
Yeah, Claw was out from the get-go since he's mostly an E-shape specialist.
Okay.
And, he likes getting the extra move from his leadership, but since there's going to be a lot of running around, my characters are less likely to get dazed, so he wasn't really into running.
Okay.
I think I could have played Kingpin, but against Hellfire specifically, I usually think they do a better job of both control and steal than Kingpin, just because they generate extra power, they heal themselves, and they just tend to play the same scenarios a little better. So that left me with MODOK to try and get the attrition going early to deny VP, steal the game, and that was mostly my main plan. Use the extra successes from the leadership just to get good licks in.
Right. So the plan was to try to do a bit more attrition than Hellfire Club could keep up with. Is that correct?
That's entirely the plan.
Yeah. And the issue is that you had riots here, right? Which is not great. I mean, it seems like the crisis selection was entirely against you, lopsided for Lucas's benefit.
Oh, for sure. I think it was probably the worst crisis combination that could have happened for me.
Yeah.
Just because the double dip on the heal really, really hurts my attrition plan there.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to play what comes out. So I think I had a pretty good team, with steals and decent offensive pressure. But I think failing to get Zemo on round 2 really, really slowed me down. And I think I didn't pivot well enough early enough towards the VP so that I could intercept his characters running away with the extracts.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's probably what hurt me the most in the long run.
Do you regret not using Brace on Black Cat?
No, not at all. Honestly, I think even with the other throws he had, I think that was the right call, because if she dazes, it puts me in a much more awkward position going into next round if I just block nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It turns off MODOK's deflection into Black Cat. It turns off my mission objective option also, so it's really hard. It's really hard for me to not brace there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, you knew you're going into Hellfire Club, at least because I announced it, but you probably have been watching Lucas's play. What are you thinking playing against What are your thoughts about Hellfire Club in general, and what were you trying to do, knowing what Lucas probably would have brought?
I think Hellfire Club is just probably one of the best affiliations in the moment, especially scenario-wise.
Yep.
So I knew from the get-go it was going to be an uphill battle for me, and I needed to do tight plays and not make too many mistakes. And I think I did 2 key errors here that ended up punishing me really hard.
Okay.
I think when MODOK used Cruelty on 1 health, Zemo was a bit greedy. Because it meant turning off mission objective for Rhino and Robbery, which Lucas identified well and exploited. So that was pretty bad. And 5 dice without mods into 4 with rerolls was probably too high of a chance to fail for me to take that risk. Even if I daze Zemo, what do I accomplish, right? Even if I daze him, he still get to steal my point, and Zemo wasn't holding a point, wasn't scoring anything. So I think that was a pretty big mistake.
Okay.
Second one was when I had Bullseye on my south point here. I placed him really too close to MODOK, and I think I should have gone the other way around just to force Rhino to take an extra action to try and get into MODOK.
Right. Bullseye was getting a lot of attention very early on by Lucas. and who's kind of a bit felt like he was trying to anchor your secure there. Is that correct?
Sorry, Bill?
No, I meant Bullseye.
Oh, Bullseye. Like, I, Oh, sorry, you're talking to Vodkablitz still?
Yeah,
Sorry.
I was sorry. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, honestly, like, I was trying to just probably slow the game down and give myself an option to, like, go either side if I needed to, just to tie points. And just make him a juicy target to get into, since I had both Rhino and Ulick on one side and MODOK and Blackout on the other side, so I knew whoever he was going to send here to steal, I could probably get back fairly easily without having to pivot too much.
Okay. So tell us your thoughts. You've been playing the meta quite some time now. Everybody if you listen to any podcast, they're saying that this is the kaiju meta. It's all about attrition. Everybody's hitting really hard. A lot of attrition focused maps out there. And yet here we have Hellfire Club. What is your opinion? Are they divergent from the rest of the internet's thinking, or is this just a symptom of them being good as attrition as they are on extract plays?
I honestly, I'm going to be a contrarian here and just disagree that this is a kaiju meta. I think the meta at the moment is actually pretty wide open. You have like a couple outliers at the top, namely I'd put Wakanda there, Hellfire Club, and Web's probably still. I think Guardians is still probably the top attrition faction. So like these 3 or 4 teams are really like the top outliers, and after like Sentinels at the bottom, most of the affiliations I feel have like pretty good game. Like I feel the game's in a very good and interesting and pretty diverse spot overall.
Okay.
Like sure we see the same 2 or 3 splashes, but I think that's more a symptom of like the nature of being able to splash models than anything else.
Okay. All right. So let me push you hard then, Vodkablitz. In the next round of errata coming out of Atomic Mass Games, is Hellfire Club going to survive?
I would hope not. I think they, at least from a comics perspective, have enough.
Wow, you're bringing the fluff in. Okay.
Okay. At least from the comics perspective, like they have enough characters in game to just have a real affiliation list, and I think the leadership is probably fine as is. Just the ability to grab any model, I think, from a design's perspective, is my big issue. I feel it needs to be strong if it costs you a tactics card.
Yep.
But just being able to play whatever you want is probably overall detrimental.
Vodkablitz, I was at the Belgium Masters in Belgium, obviously, and I was playing my Hellfire Club against Pat, the legendary Pat Dunford, and I pull out my team, and he's like, "Oh, there it is again, Emma with her menagerie," and I was like, "What?" And because it never occurred to me, but I literally had non-human characters. All the other ones were non-human, apart from Emma.
Same here, right? Like you have a rhino, a cat, and a horse. And Zemo's just there.
It's crazy. Gil, what questions do you have of the mighty Vodkablitz?
Well, I was going to go back to the Kingpin, because the Kingpin is not the attrition, but on this scenario, it would be easy for you to either score or basically just contest, because you would have 5 models on 5 models, and you would have the same models for attrition. So don't you think it could have worked for you somehow?
I don't think so, because like while I'd be able to get an advantage on round 1 and 2, I think down the line, thanks to the extra power, he gets to steal the extract from me a lot quicker than I can steal them back, which forces me to go into him. And I think with Kingpin, even like if you have good chasers like Ulick, Rhino, and Gwenpool, it still puts you in an uphill battle overall. And with both the healing and the extra power, I don't think you can compete from round 3 onwards.
No, you might have a point there. So that brings me to the because in a game like this, playing at this level, sometimes you have to take a gamble.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the question is, don't you think the gamble with not spending Braze on Black Cat so she could automatically steal the next round and run away could have been the right time to gamble?
I debated it, but I figured it was still too early and we were still too close to parity to take that big of a risk.
Yeah.
I think if it was a turn or two later, I would definitely have considered it. But I think at that point in the game, if she just dazes there, it puts me a lot more on the back foot than I would have wanted. Like ideally, she takes 2 or 3, but 4 or 5 is really, really hard for me.
Yeah, of course. I was thinking the same. It's a 4-4 game, and you couldn't know that turn 3 would be, or turn 2 would be insane like that. But it'd be hard for you to run away afterwards. But of course, then the cruelty play meant you so you didn't miscalculate with MODOK with Mission Objective. You just
no. I actually debated it. I was on 5 powers. Like, do I cruelty for this? And I think. Even without the hindsight, it was a mistake, and with hindsight, it's even worse of a mistake.
Yeah, because as you said, Zemo, all he did was just contest the point, and he was probably going to run away with only 1 health point left. He had to run away because...
Yeah. So, yeah, that was a pretty big misplay.
Last point, Vodkablitz, and we'll go move over to Lukas. How would you advise people to play against Hellfire Club?
Honestly... I think attrition's probably your best bet. You want to have characters that are very good at chasing and have good inherent mobility, just to be able to pursue them when they walk back with extracts. You want to be able to put as much pressure as you can as early as you can. So if I take my roster here, I have Ulick, Hela, Gwenpool, and Rhino. That are all really, really good chasers that can punch and throw terrain and hit fairly hard. So that's usually these characters will usually be my go-to into Hellfire. And I think if you can take Emma off the board really quickly, it makes a really big difference because she's still really fragile, and playing both down a tactics card and down your leader is one of your better options.
So Vodkablitz, I actually designed my Shadowland Daredevil roster for WTC for precisely that approach. They only took highly mobile characters, but the goal was attrition, and it was to chase down people and shoot. What do you think? You think Shadowland Daredevil would have been more helpful for you?
Probably a better leadership, but I think the character himself is the big reason I don't like it as much. There's 2 things I don't like about Shadowlands for my type of roster. He's mostly immobile and doesn't hit super hard. He's a poor chaser himself.
Yep, that's right.
Doesn't have super good attacks, and he doesn't... And his play style is probably too different than the other leaders. So Claw and MODOK usually like the same kinds of leadership. And Kingpin and MODOK both play well with each other. You still want Gwenpool, Ulick, Rhino, Electro. You still like well enough the same types of model that they it lets you build a more cohesive roster for these 2 or 3 leadership. While Shadowlands really wants more specialized pieces, and I think he's a better solo player than a team player.
Yeah,
which is why I prefer MODOK and Kingpin to Shadowlands.
Yeah. I think that it is a debatable point. In other words, I don't think I think either direction is good.
Oh, I agree. I think Shadowlands just doesn't play well with the other leaders, but I think he's as good as a Kingpin or MODOK. I think CS is very privileged in that they have 4 very good and very diverse leaders,
right?
And none of them are bad. So you have plenty of options, and I think there's a lot of ways to build good CS lists.
Right on. All right, Vodkablitz, thank you so much. I'm sorry we're gonna have to see you go from the elimination rounds, but I'm certain you feel pleased that there's so many Canadians still in contention.
Oh, for sure, and definitely good luck to Lukas. Maybe he'll finally win this one.
Wow. Okay.
Gotta throw one in. Gotta throw one in.
Yeah.
Canadian love.
Yeah. So Lucas, remind us again how many times that you were the bridesmaid at these.
I've been to the finals 3 times. So don't ask how many times I've won. Don't ask that one.
Okay.
So you're a specialist of a sort.
Yeah. So if I make it again, congratulations to my opponent. So,
You're like the Buffalo Bills of TTS.
That's exactly right. I will be when I get there this season, right?
Yeah.
They lost 4, so I gotta get to 4.
Oh, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Hey, real quick, is there any baseball teams still in Canada, or have they all moved out?
No, they've got the Blue Jays.
Blue Jays are still there
in Toronto.
Yeah. But no American football style teams exist in Canada.
No, we have our own league. That's Canadian Football League. That's much smaller than the
but
National Football League.
Not even one over the border. That's interesting.
Nah. But we did. The Toronto Raptors, a basketball team, won the NBA championship a couple years ago. So that's pretty cool.
All right. Okay. So Lucas, you've brought Hellfire Club. You've been rocking them for some time here. You probably knew what Vodkablitz is bringing. Tell us a little bit about your preparation for this game.
Okay, a little bit. Well, I watched the video where he explains how awesome his roster is. It's on Vince Kirkov's channel.
Okay.
So anyone who is watching should definitely check that out if they haven't, because it's so cool. His roster is very cool. And then I watched the video again a second time, and then I basically just built my list to try to counter every mission that he could possibly play against me. And then I talked to Curtis about my plans, and he made me change them. And then I thought about that more, and I changed them, and that was and then here we go. I wrote down
what were some key swaps.
Do.
What were some key swaps that you made?
Okay, so I mean, let's see. He for example, Curtis runs X23, which is a great pick. I opted for the double 2s, Okoye and Toad. It gave me some more flexibility, and I think that 2s in general are just they can win you the game in but not in your face win the game, right? They sitting on a VP by themselves with an extract or something,
right?
Getting 2 VPs around is that's a winning play.
Yep.
And so Okoye is great in certain matchups, and Toad is great in others, depending on what I wanted. So I opted for that. But there was a couple other things. I don't know. Just that was pretty much it. The Hellfire lists are right now not very. There's not a wide variety. I think the top characters in the list have pretty much been identified, and there's 12 to 14 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's really a preference as to which 9 you put in your roster.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's so I mean, I did a lot of prep for this because I know Vodkablitz is a great player. Actually, Vodkablitz is he's joined me on commentary for games that I've streamed more than any other player. And so if you want to hear more of what his Vodkablitz's
thoughts are
talking and his nice voice, you can check those out. So but yeah, this is that's pretty much how I prepped a lot for this matchup, because I know how great of a player he is.
The one choice that I was interested in is why you added Baron Zemo. I don't think it's a bad choice. I'm just curious about that particular choice.
So okay, I mean, basically I'm just going to be a puppet for what Curtis has said. He's just he can do a lot with his power. He can spend it very efficiently. He's a fast moving character, hits hard, mobile. He does everything Hellfire wants to do except for displacement. but you just can use your other, like, you're sacrificing displacement for like extreme mobility and top tier damage output for his threat level. And then also the reroll, like supporting his team, is just like on top of everything he does, he also does that. It's kind of like nutty. I think he's probably the best 3 threats in the game in general. Like, I think if you could like rank them, it's hard to do because they all do different things. But and that's what Hellfire is, right? Hellfire is just like the best characters in the game in your team. So
yeah. Curtis is just chiming in. He's saying he replacing Lizard with Zemo. I have to say I do use Lizard, and so what's the logic replacing Lizard with Zemo?
I think that it's because Zemo allows you to like get back in the game if someone spikes into your team, right? Hellfire does really like basically stops any sort of chip damage with their leadership, and so you're fine taking 1 or 2 hits on each of your characters because you know you're gonna play the card and like take half of that damage back. But if you get spiked, if your character gets spiked and like dazed, like Lizard, what's Lizard gonna do if someone takes his objective and runs away? He can't. Sure, he can. He just can't chase as effectively as Zemo. He can't hit nearly as hard. So it's just the pivot from full control is what like Lizard brings, is like every character has displacement kind of thing, into like a control through attacks, like through damage and through dazing characters. I think like another thing that's a big deal is going last, especially if you've got steals online. You want to basically prevent your opponent from coming into you, because if they do, you'll take their stuff from them. And so Zemo allows me to do things like charge into Bullseye and like a weaker character and daze them before they've activated, which would of course swap priority and put me in a spot where I want to be, which was having last activation. So he just everything, you just read his card and it's like, you know why he's good, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, but it's the thing is that he's good on narrow scenarios because he gives everybody the bonuses, but he's good on these wide scenarios because of his long movements. Is that fair to say?
Yes, that's like, you've nailed it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So what Gil and I remarked on is how the two of you had very similar characters apart from your leaders, and in fact you manipulated them both on round 1 pretty much identically. Would you say that is true? And it went really fast as well.
I think we both just knew what we had to do. We knew what the game plan was going into round 1. I think like ultimately, I think I was on my side with Zemo and Bill. I was preventing Bill from getting dazed or some sort of crazy thing happening by putting Zemo there. That extra reroll might help. Plus, like the healing, and then of course, like mission objective protects you against the Rhino steal if Rhino pivoted in that direction.
Yep.
So that was like always the plan, was to put Bill on the center with Baron Zemo as the support. And then the other part of the plan was to put Black Cat on the other flank to like steal what the hammer he goes and grabs over there. But because he had 2 characters with size 4 terrain throws and like could have just basically probably dazed Black Cat in a single activation, especially with his leadership. Oh no, his leadership doesn't work on Black Cat. But I was scared, and it was like I wasn't even going to win the point either because he would have just double moved Rhino or moved Rhino and attacked Black Cat kind of thing, or just like I wouldn't have won the point anyway, and that's why I decided not to rotate Black Cat over there to where Ulik was and just put her on the point. But basically, like the round 1 went exactly how I would have expected it to.
Okay, when do you think the game fell into your favor? Like, what was a key moment?
So I'm in constant panic mode. So basically when Vodkablitz said, okay, you're going to win no matter what, is when I felt good about the game. But Yes, when I was able to get the hammer lead, the 3 hammer lead on Rhino, and he didn't have a way um, to get the hammer other than through spiking attacks with Ulik and Rhino, I felt like I was in control. So yes, that mission, that play that Vodkablitz had where he left MODOK on 2 power. As soon as I identified that, it was like I don't know, just like I saw the light kind of thing. I knew what I had to do.
Right.
And so especially like on hammers, the key thing with hammers is that your tactic cards cost an extra point.
Yes, exactly.
So hammers, you need 3 power to be able to play mission objective on your character, and that is a big deal. That's a big deal. It's much harder to get to 3 than it is to 2 in the early game. Like Ulik, for example, he could have played it, but MODOK spent it too much power, and it cost him.
Yeah. Yep. Would you say throwing MODOK out into Africa, though, what is another aspect of this?
So my plan was just to displace MODOK, because it's staggering him basically, right? Like I know he has to move again. So if I threw him into Black Hat or something, I could have charged Black Hat up. So ultimately my plan was to, once I had the extract lead, at that point I would be playing a control game and just like ideally throwing his characters off points as they came into me, and theoretically my characters are tanky enough to not get like dazed in like like they did this round. Like if we had to play one more round, and it might have been tricky. It might have been trickier because his characters were popping off on the last one. So.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's really interesting. If you take a look at the board state right now, you literally have all your characters dazed. Was that just because you knew you were going to win, and so it just, you essentially got a little sloppy towards the end, or was this a real problem? Had you not been able to win on this round?
I do not. We're in elimination. If I score 16 or 17 points, it doesn't matter to me. So I didn't I could have played aggressive on Rhino after he attacked him to prevent the robbery here and won by more VPs, but by moving Rhino towards my Rhino to do that, like the game was officially over. I think, it might have been over before that, but there was nothing else he could have done. So therefore, it's like you can take as many VPs as you want. I have 16, so
right, because he went from 5 to 11, which was amazing. Yeah. But just one round too short, I suppose.
When we talked about it, like going into round 4. When it was already 15-5, I was like, "This game's over. We'll just play the last round to have it make it be a good show." And I knew I had functionally no outs. Like even if I spiked all of his characters, I would still gonna lose this game, which we saw here. And I think Lukas did well by having Black Cat run away as far as she could.
Yeah,
that guaranteed the last point. So we knew it was over, but at least I was like, if I lose there, might as well go out in a blaze of glory, and so it did.
Yeah, it was a really remarkable clapback. Just not in time, unfortunately. Gil, what do you have for Lukas before we wrap up?
Okay, a couple of small questions. We talked about when you did the Zemo move, and he was left on 1 on next to Beta Ray,
right.
And you were measuring about 7 times back and forth whether you were offensively or defensively. What made you go not try to take out Bullseye and take the point? Was you worried about the parting shot, or you just thought he would come back and hit you on his point, so it wasn't worth it?
Yeah. Okay. Well, the first part is that I have an hour of time to abuse, basically. So I'm going to think about every different reasonable situation that I want to do with my character. just to basically play as well as I possibly can. I looked at a few different things. I best case scenario like would have been a one shot, right? Because then I thought like it means that I go last that round instead of next round. But I don't know. I just felt like if I put 3 damage on him and then he would heal to 2, then it would have put me in a spot where Rhino could have finished the job. I think that's exactly what happened. So I wanted to weaken his character, but if I like one shot, I would have pushed into where he was. Like I wasn't sure what I was gonna do, but I wanted to give myself the options after the dice were rolled to kind of choose either or. I don't know, really know. I just I didn't want to deal with MODOK and Blackhead over here because they were just, it looked like a nightmare to attack into. So
no, well, it worked out well as well because you end up healing up almost everything. And then in round 3, when Ulik did his crushing leap when he was staggered, so you knew he'd only get one attack on Emma. When you were not transforming, even it's only 6 into her 2, so she's not guaranteed to days, but it's still a risky with only 2 defense dice.
Yeah, I just thought that he had the hammer at that point, right? I just thought that if he killed Emma, I would have mission objective onto Bill or whatever, so I wasn't going to lose the hammer.
No.
And so that was really it. That's pretty much it. I wasn't going to lose the hammer if I got killed there. And has she activated at that point? Maybe I
come back afterwards, and then of course the second time when you got attacked, you didn't transform because then you could just mission objective then.
Yeah, I think that her diamond form is costly. It's very costly. It's more of like it's like you do it only when you need to. Most of the time, like that's pretty much it. You do it when you need to. But because her psychic side is really good.
Oh yeah, I agree. When I play her, I mean, if it's the only way and saving me points by surviving, I transform. Otherwise, no. Well, I did it into Winterguard because she hits hard against most Winterguard in, with physic attacks instead of mystic attacks. But other than that, you always want to stay in normal form. Yeah. Well, that's kind of what I've had because it was a beauty to watch that game.
Yeah. It was a masterclass in Hellfire Club, I have to say.
Yeah, absolutely. That round 3, the swing round, it was a bit unlucky for Vodkablitz that all the close margins went your way. But
yeah.
That's the nature of Marvel dice, right? Like they're pretty spiky. You have to learn to live with it, and I think overall I'm not a super salty player. I try my best to just roll with it, and if they're good, they're good. If they're not, they're not. But always play to your outs.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, well, to be honest, when I talk to people about situations like this, it's the spike rolls are not lucky. It's the timing that's lucky because you're going to get spike good and bad rolls during a game. It's just when they happen that's either lucky or unlucky.
For sure.
And then if you make a plan that relies on the spikes happening at the right time, you made a shit plan, to be honest.
I agree.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for letting us stream the game tonight, Vodkablitz. Sorry to see you go, but we have Lukas to cheer on to his second place win in the 5th time at the podium. And thank you, Gil, as well, for filling in for the Huggy Bear, who couldn't make it tonight.
Oh, but he's going to be playing me tomorrow.
Yeah, you're going to play him tomorrow. I'm sure he's going to be fighting you in a vengeance because you took his spot. And most of all, thank you all for watching. I hope you're enjoying this. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. I'm not sure why. I'm just here. That's what you're supposed to do. So please do it for us too. I mean, why not? In the meantime, thank you very much for watching. Enjoy your games of Marvel Crisis Protocol, and we hope to see you in next week's game of Season 13, Elimination Rounds, going into Week 3 next. Thanks, everybody, and good night.